Judge Joe Brown's all-new barbecue sauce and seasoning. Justice in the form of flavor.
Law firms will take this as a retainer.
What? It must be a law firm where they hungry as hell. Now you gonna help me with this parole I'm dealing with?
Judge Joe Brown's all-new barbecue sauce and seasoning. Justice in the form of flavor. With one taste of our premium blends of all-natural ingredients, herbs, and spices, you'll fall in love with meat all over again. Judge Joe Brown's all-natural barbecue sauce collection is made up of 2 zesty flavors, original and spicy. There's only one way to bring order back to barbecuing. Just add Judge Joe Brown's all-natural barbecue sauce and seasoning, and you be the judge.
Well, let's move on to Trump's cabinet. We talked about a couple of people he appointed in his cabinet, and I wanted to bring up this person here. Give me a second. Kash Patel, Trump's pick to lead the FBI.
I hope he stomps them flat. They are too far out of hand. They've been a political instrument for certain administrations and on their own against all administrations and all interests except the black man who was passing for white, J. Edgar Hoover's. And he was a megalomaniac, was rather ill, and it was not healthy that he got that much power. He never should have been in office as long as
he kept blackmailing the president.
Yeah, he did. But
That's
now there's nobody that can blackmail anybody because they shot their last shot. Best shots didn't work. Lawfare.
Mm-hmm.
And the people have spoken. They didn't care about it. They said, we understand. He speaks to us as common people. We understand him. He's like an ordinary, normal people. He's not perfect, but we love him. So we think he can do best. So he's got a mandate, go flatten the FBI and put them in their place. And hopefully the ones that are threatening to resign will, in fact, carry out their threats and resign.
So it says Kash Patel has called for radical changes at the FBI and was a fierce and vocal critic of the Bureau's work as it investigated ties between Russia and Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Trump's pick to replace Christopher Wray atop the FBI. Side by side with Trump, Patel has for years been a loyal ally to Trump, finding common cause over their shared skepticism of government surveillance and the deep state, a pejorative catch-all used by Trump to refer to government bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, bureaucracy. Okay.
The bureaucratic thing, you know, my dad, they do get out.
I think you're confusing me even more with the pronunciation. Because you got
français.
So he says we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about the American citizens who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections, Patel said, referring to the 2020 presidential election in which Biden, the Democrat challenger, defeated Trump. We're going to come after you, whether it's criminally or civilly. We'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. A loud critic of the FBI's Russia investigation, Patel first came to prominence in Trump's orbit as an outspoken critic of the FBI investigation. As a staffer on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, chaired at the time by Representative Devon Nunes, a Trump lawyerist, Patel helped author a 4-page report that detailed what is said were errors the Justice Department made in obtaining a warrant to surveil a former Trump campaign advisor.
Long time ago, well, going on 4 years ago, he spoke out against that. Where are the black folk who are talking about where are the black cabinet members who spoke out against that 4 years ago and made noise about it?
Right.
I did, but I've got another thing going on.
He appeared in 2022 before the Washington grand jury investigating Trump's hoarding of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Mar-a-Lago. I said it.
Okay, you did.
In Florida after receiving immunity for his testimony. He also testified at the Colorado court hearing related to Trump's effort to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in the run-up to the violent January 6th U.S. Capitol. Patel.
That wasn't all that violent. That was just a disturbance in a minor demonstration with 180 people. And even though I don't trust Google 2 inches, if you go in Google, you'll find out that there were demonstrations of 50,000 folk, 40,000, 35,000, 20,000, several of the above, between the late mid-1960s and this little farce, January 6th. They kept using the term insurrection because it's a propaganda thing to tell something long and loudly so people will start thinking in those terms. And insurrection, along with foreign invasion, are 2 terms that justify under the Constitution itself the abridgment of constitutional rights.
So it says, Patel, at the time of January 6th, he was chief of staff to the then acting defense secretary. He testified that Trump had preemptively authorized 10,000 to 20,000 troops to deploy days before the attack. While the Colorado court later found that Patel was not a credible witness. Shortly after Trump left office, Patel launched Fight with Cash, an organization that funds defamation lawsuits and peddles a wide variety of merchandise, including branded socks and other clothing with Cash logo. So listen, he has been a Trump ally going back to
put it on the line.
Yeah.
That's what he should have done. See, when he ran the first time, I said he's going to give the Republican Party their wish list so they can cream all over it. And then he's going to fire them one by one. And he's going to point out, hey, this was your wish list. They couldn't cut it. Now I'm going to put my man in place. That he was in the process of doing that until this crooked election came up in 2020 that I think he won.
Right.
I don't buy that Joe Biden got more popular votes than any other presidential candidate in American history. I do not buy that. That's just wrong.
I want to play this clip real quick.
We will shut off the machinery that feeds money into Iran. We will no longer have 100 hostages still in captivity, Israeli and American and otherwise, by Hamas and Iran's Hezbollah mercenary forces. We need America to wake up and prioritize Israel and bring home Israelis and make sure we stand by our number 1 ally in Israel.
So he is pro-Israel.
I think Mossad has a lot to do with that. Under Israeli law, state assassinations are legal. And if you go after one of the Mossad assassins, you have to take on the Israeli government. And it would be politically inexpedient for most candidates or most politicos to do that. So they kind of get away with what they want to get away with.
Oh, and real quick, I just want to read what Trump said about Kash Patel. It's Kashyap, Kashyap Patel, but a Cash for short. He says he will serve as next director of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Actually, let me share this so people can actually see it. Give me a second. Yeah, so I am proud to announce that Kashyap Patel, aka Cash, will serve as the next director of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Kash is a brilliant lawyer, investigator, and America First fighter who has spent his career exposing corruption, defending justice, and protecting the American people. He played a pivotal role in uncovering the Russia hoax, standing as an advocate for truth, accountability, and the Constitution. Kash did an incredible job during my first term, where he served as Chief of Staff at the Department of Defense, Deputy Director of National Intelligence, and Senior Director for Counterterrorism at the National Security Council. Kash has also tried over 60 jury trials. This FBI will end the growing crime epidemic in America, dismantle the migrant criminal gangs, and stop the evil scourge of human and drug trafficking across the border. Kash will work under our great Attorney General, Pam Bundy, to bring back fidelity, bravery, and integrity to the FBI.